Hello and welcome to another Nikomedias tutorial. Okay, today we will make the physical render version of our last tutorial. And yeah, people asked about it, and of course I will do it, why not? And I hope we get a similar result, but I think we will get some nice thing. So the first thing I want to do here is delete all the materials, we don't need them. And we don't need the Octane camera tag, so we don't have an Octane camera anymore. Then we don't need an Octane sky here. We don't need Octane text here. And that's it. So this is the project file you can download from my Dropbox. And yeah, that's it so far. More we don't need here, that's all okay. Good, so let's start with a texture for the big sphere here. And okay, I double click in the material manager, double click the material, and let's start with, let's make a transparent material with reflectance. The reflectance layer here, at the moment I don't need this, I need just a transparency here. And make something like glass, so 1.517 should be okay here. And I want some red color, and here about 15 should be okay. And blurriness about 10. Okay, let's put this exactly over our question mark here. So then we need, of course, something to reflect in our sphere here and everything else. So I use, of course, my rig here, my Nikomedias Scene Rig. I have the wrong layout here. See. Let's go to the tutorial layout, so that's better. Okay, I don't need this. Oops, okay. So I put in my scene rig. I don't need any floor here. Oopsie. No floor, no background, no nothing. I just need the reflections. And yeah, and we need in the render settings, of course, no Octane. We need, I take here low GI. We had an output here from 720 to 1080. Maybe I'm a little slow today, but I have here in my room. Now it's an evening and it's 8 p.m. and it has comfortable, so about 45 degrees in my room here. So it's really hot. The moment in Vienna we have here a heat wave, and so I waited for the evening, but it's not really cold here, and I can't start my fans, yeah. And because when I start the fans, you hear it in the microphone, and you hear it in the recording, so it's a problem. So let's sweat a little bit and do it a little slower. Okay, so here this is okay, ambient occlusion I don't need here, because we do the ambient occlusion over the texture. Okay, that's fine for the moment. And now you should see something when we... So on the camera I give a protection tag so that I don't lose this position. And I save this here under blob underscore PR for physical render. Okay. And let's see what we get. If we get something. We get something, of course. This. Okay, does not look so bad for the first thing. But I want it a little darker, this whole thing here. So I can go with the brightness down, but I don't want it so transparent. Like say here, maybe 50% transparent is enough. Let's say 70. We can change this later on, of course. Okay, make a little more. I take another. I take the same HDRI which we used in the Octane tutorial. So I go to my rig here, to the HDRI. Then Shift F8. Whoops. So for the content browser, make it smaller here. And we used this one here. This is a free HDRI from the SIBL loader. And we use this one. Just drag it in the rig. And to get something like this. Okay. It's much better. And I want a little more reflection maybe. So the reflection brightness, like 10% more should be nice. Okay, yes. So the next thing I want here is a little bump, of course, like we had in the other version. So let's go to the bump, take a noise, and I use the, what did I have? Nutus, I think I used. Yeah, it looks nice. And it looks nice here with the craters too, so I think we don't need here a second texture. I show you how it works with the vertex map with the second texture, but I don't think that we need it here. It looks already surprisingly nice. And you see it renders quite fast too. And I here in the preview, in the interactive render, I have just, of course, just one machine running. So and I clocked the CPU a little down because of the heat here. I have water cooling and everything, but to be safe. So and now I'm making second texture here. I copy just this texture. I named the first one the big sphere. And the second one I say, copy this, big sphere crater. Okay, and this I make in another color. Let's say something like, just to see if it works. Something like this should work. And I put this, I need now an alpha channel because I want to use this as second material here. So I go on the alpha, and in the alpha channel I use effect and vertex map. And in the vertex map we use our vertex map here for the craters. Okay. And now I drag this sphere crater here on the sphere 2, and here on the texture tag we go to mixed texture, and we see there is something. There's something happened. So let's go and let's see how we can make this more visible. Yeah, you see it works. So, but as I said, I don't think we need here a second one. Is everything fine? Make it a little darker here. We will see later on. I light it like this now because we have to texture the small spheres, and then we see how this really looks. And of course, when we do the moon here in the background, but I think with the moon we do it different. We don't use this sphere here for the moon. I think we will do this with a light, just with a volumetric light. So yes, we have this. Now let's go to texture some small spheres. Just copy the big sphere again here. Name it small sphere. Small sphere, okay. And here, I would say we do it right for the beginning, just to see what we get. Okay, I go to my material and go to the assignment here. And now I select all my material. I can delete here the question marks, so the old texture text. Select all the spheres and drag it into the assignment here. Now I have it here. And I should see something, and I see something. I think we could here work with maybe with subsurface scattering or something else. I think that will look better. Let's go to the luminance channel. Whoops. And go to the effects, subsurface scattering. And take here something like skin light should work. Okay, path length just 1 is enough. Okay, this needs of course longer to render, but we can go to here on the multiple with fast evaluation, then it works faster. I said then it works faster. Maybe it didn't hear me. Come on, show us something. I go up with the path length. As smaller the path length, as longer you need to render. So, but you see now it works better. And I make here under path length. Here is a small arrow. I open this and make them all the same. So I have the color from here. So I can use here the color. Let's say something like this. Yep. Okay, and let's say here 300. It looks quite interesting. Now when we go down to 1 centimeter or 0.5, now it works better. Because we have here in the multi-level fast evaluation under cache, so it works faster. We have here a direct one, and this needs longer to render. It needs longer to get a clear result, a nice clean result. And we don't need it here, so cache is okay for me. That's all nice, but it's a little boring when it's just white. So let's bring in some pattern or something else. We can try the same like in the physical render with the checkerboard. So I make here a layer. Oopsie. That's wrong. Go back, subsurface scattering, and then layer. This does not work. Here should be my here's the shader. Okay, and bring in some surface checkerboard. Let's try this here. Let's see, 30 null. Okay, that works. Let's see, 50 null. But now we lost, of course, our subsurface scattering, but we don't need it at the moment. What I want is now, I select all my texture tags and want to rotate them a little bit. So I go here to under tag to the coordinates, and here -90 or something. I get something like this, which looks quite nice. And if we go up here one and say multiply this. Let's see what we get then. Should get the subsurface scattering multiplied with this. Don't know if this really works. Let's make it so subsurface up and multiply the subsurface here. Makes that a difference? No. Screen it. Yeah, screen it. Just screen it. Screen it, screen it. But this is not really what I want. I almost like it just clean. What is the reflectance here? I need the reflectance here, of course. I want here reflectance and Fresnel, just dielectric. It does not really matter what we take here. Let's say something like milk. Why not? Make a little roughness here. Maybe I don't like so really the white. Can I make here another color? So something like this is because, let's go here to multiply. Yeah. It looks interesting. Of course, here we could now play the same game with the displacement. So let's to give the checkerboard in the displacement channel. Let's do this. But what we need is here we need more subdivisions. We need more segments here for the spheres. So if stop the interactive render for a moment. Go out of the camera here. So you see we have quite few subdivisions, so select all of them, go in the polygon mode, right click and under subdivide I would say give it 2 and smooth, and let's see what we get. Okay, this should be enough. Let's go back with the camera, the wings. Okay. Zoom. And now go to my luminance channel here to the checkerboard. What did I have? I had 50 to 50 null. Okay. So I go to the displacement. Surface is checkerboard. 50 0. Now we get some displacement going on here, but I want subdivision surface, of course, sub-polygon displacement, and this is much too high. 2 for the moment and round it. Does this something? It needs long to render. Yeah, this is the fun with Octane, of course. So, because you see everything immediately. Unfortunately, we don't have this here. But I want to see how it looks. It needs too long to render. That is no fun. This is not really fun. Notice subtotal condition. Okay, it would work, but it needs long to render. So let's say no. This you can use this texture copy it, maybe in the bump too. Oh, why do we have a noise here? Ah, I copied this. This is the reason I had the noise here. I have the noise here, so, but I don't want the noise here, so I clear this and paste the checkerboard here. It does not look bad, but it looks a little boring, and I don't want boring things. Is it the subdivision surface? Is it? We will find a way. We will find something. Let's do this a little later. Let's now make the ground and the background, so then we see the whole result, and now then we can play, because when we do a light here in the background and everything looks different then. But I think with the bump it looks quite nice here. This is not bad. So let's continue to make the floor. New material. Name it floor. Zack. And now again we need the pictures from the real displacement textures. So this was this thing here. When you download it, in the project file you will have the link again, and the link is in the description of this video. Is the link is too, where you can download these textures, and you get this. This is what we need. And I don't want to give it in the project file, because as I said it in the last tutorial, I'm sure they wanted that people download it from their site and not from somewhere. So okay, what do we need? We need copy the path to this. We need a color, of course. So for the color I need color, and I do here the same. I do 4K. If you want a really nice render, something I would recommend to use the 8K textures, but for the tutorial 4K is enough. No, or yes, no, because I don't want to give it with the project file. Okay, so we have a color here, and now I put the color on my on my floor here. Exactly over the question mark again. Whoops. So let's give the phone deck here. So we get something like this. This here is our water. The next thing we need is a displacement. So let's go to the displacement. And what we will need here is, again, we will need more subdivisions. You see, we have here quite a few subdivisions, so it's gonna let's here make some more subdivisions. So I right click in the polygon mode, right click and go to subdivide on this cogwheel here. 2 is okay, but I don't want to smooth it out. Or we can take even 3. Okay, and maybe one more. No, let's make this with the subdivision. With the sub-polygon displacement later. This should be enough. Make one more. So, but now I have to go again on this cogwheel and go to 1 and say okay. Yeah, this is enough for sure. Okay, and now in the texture we need our depth texture. This is this one for the displacement. Is the depth mapper. Nope. Now let's see what we get. Not much. We need here, let's say 15 the height. This is, let's go out of the camera for the moment. and hide the blob for the moment. It's okay so far, it works, but now let's disable it. So let's see here 2, and now I enable it again. Yeah, now we see here very nice. Here it looks very nice. Maybe make it a little higher. Yeah, now we have this woods here and this leaves. Nice. Okay, this is not bad. But I want now the water a little down here. This is I go to the water, to the move tool, and move the water a little down. So until I see I have it like I want it. So this could be okay. Maybe a little up. This is too much up. Okay. Little up. Down, not up. Yeah, now it's okay for me. It looks quite nice, but we are not ready with this texture, of course. We want reflectance on it. And this is maybe a little too much reflectance. So let's go to the reflectance, and we have a reflectance map. So we can reflection sign. Here is a small error. We can open this, and then we get a texture slot. Open this, and here somewhere we have a specular map. Whoop, 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 whoop. First, glossy. It's glossy. Yeah. Okay, glossy. That's okay. And we have a roughness map too. So let's open the roughness. And here we have a roughness map. And now we go up with the roughness a little. Say 20 or something else. What we need is, of course, here a Fresnel, dielectric, and I say something like asphalt or something else. Okay, that looks nice. I want this reflection. Maybe that's a little too much, but I want the little wet look, so can go a little down with the reflection. And maybe. And normally I don't use specular strength, but here there is a texture too. There is a map too. This is the glossy high. This high glossy, and this is for the specular. I think it's. I'm not sure, but I think it's for the specular here, because these are the highlights, the tips. So I put it in the specular and go up with the specular, and we should see something in our preview here. See. So the bump strength is okay, this is okay, this is okay. Let's see if we see a difference. Let's stop the interactive render here. And now we have here the specular map. Go down with it. Yeah, of course we see a difference. Now you get some highlights, you see. And you don't get it everywhere. If we wouldn't have this texture, I delete this texture, you see, you have it much more all over. So, but with the texture, let's bring the texture again in. With the texture, it's exactly on this places where it should be, you see. Okay, so it does something. If you like it, you can do it, but maybe a little bit in. So we have some, not now, later maybe. So it is here, that's okay. Next thing, we are not ready, still not ready. Let's put in a normal map. Whoops, and here we have a normal map. Easy to find with this color. The normal map we will see later on a little better when we have more light. But here you will see that I try to show you the difference. Let's make this up. So I go here to fixed. Let's say 1. Let's okay, and render this out. Oops. And now I render it without normal map. Oops. Let's see if we see a difference now. You see a big difference. This is without normal map, and this is with normal map. So you get much more difference. And you see it looks really nice here. So that it's looks almost better than with Octane from the displacement. And we are still we have a quite low displacement. We have 2, so we can try to go up to 4. Let's see if we see it and make around. Let's see if we see something here, and we want a normal map. That needs a little longer to render, of course. Not to render, to calculate. And let's see if we have some. We don't. So this one was. Yeah, this is without. With 2 sub polygon displacement, and this is with 4 sub polygon displacement. You see the difference? So it makes definitely a difference. So, but for the test render, for something for the test thing, we can go back to 2. And then when we do a final render, we go up with everything. Woof. Chaum. Okay, you see, this was the test here from, I think this was a test, yeah, this is with the PR, because I tested it of course before, and this is my thing without Photoshop and everything. So and you see I found this bloom thing here in the background. It looks almost like with the Octane Render. So, and we try to do this again. I did this without really thinking about what I do. I just did it, and so I do the tutorial now. I just do it and forget about the heat. So and we can look if it makes difference if we add a bump map too. So let's go to the bump map, and we have here a bump map. You see? Nope. Let's go to 100. Maybe this will be too much, and render it. So let's go to this. This was the with two subdivisions and normal, and now we have bump map 2. Okay, the bump map does not much, but it's okay. Why not? But it does not long. It needs not longer to render and something else. We see a little bit of difference. Okay, let's the bump, and now we know the bump map. And what we do now, what I said is, I have deactivated the ambient occlusion because we have an ambient occlusion map which we don't need in Octane, but here we can use it. So let's go to the diffusion, and here we have an AO map, ambient occlusion. And now we render it again and see if we see a difference. This is without ambient occlusion, this is with ambient occlusion, and we see difference. We have more details, even more details. And now we have a really, really nice real displacement texture here. I like it, really. Okay. So let's save this. But here I don't have to be I have not so much scare, or I'm not so scary, or not so afraid that it crashes like in Octane. But in Octane, you have seen it last time. No crash, no nothing. Okay, so we have here everything. We have the color, we have the diffusion, we have the reflectance. Let's see in the textures. AO we have, bump we have, color we have, depth we have, floor, the glossy we have. So AO is under diffusion. This is the AO map. The color is of course under diffusion and under color. Come on, this is the diffuse map. So no, this is the color map comes under color, of course. The AO map comes under diffusion. The bump map comes of course under bump. The depth map is the displacement. The glossy is here the reflection strength. The glossy high, the high gloss, we are here. The high glossy is here under specular strength. The normal is of course under normal, and the roughness is here in the reflectance channel under roughness. So everything is used and it looks really, really nice. Okay. Of course, now if you say maybe I need this texture often, you can go to your content browser, Shift F8, and let's see my textures, and I make here a floor. Okay, this is empty, that's good. So, and just I named this floor 01, so, and just drag it under your floor in the content browser. So that needs a little time, but now you see we get it. We have now here our texture, and we have the whole textures in the content browser. So yeah, every time you need this texture, you just have to drag it out of the content browser, and you don't have to do this the whole thing and again and again and again and again. Huh? So just make your own textures, your own libraries. So you go to presets and file, a new preset library, and that's it. Name it however you want, and then you have your preset library, my textures, right click, new folder, like you know it from the Finder or from the Explorer. Okay, so save it. Now we just need the light here in the background. So I said I don't want to make it with the moon, I want to make it with not with the sphere. I'll show you the difference. Back with our blob. Camera is here, okay. So we made it in Octane just with an emission texture. So this is here the luminance texture. We make a new, let's name this moon. Moop. And we need just luminance and bright luminance, 500. Give it a little color, maybe we won't see this color, I think, because it's so bright, but and drag it on our moon. So on the over the question. Water we need to see. And we go to interactive render. My energy drink is cold. Nice. It looks not bad. Of course, we can work with this, but here I don't have as many options for I don't want to generate GI, but see, that's much better. But it is not, and I, when I can make depth of field and something else, yes, I get a little blurry edges here, but it looks nicer with the light. So I just deactivate it. Let's make first some water or not. Let's see. I'll make the water later with or no, let's make it now. Water is easy, new material, transparency, 1.333 for water. Make it a little blurry, it's dirty water and not 100%, so this should be, and give it a little bump. For water I normally use a wavy turbulence. Okay, and put it on the water. Let's see what we get. Okay, we have water. It's okay for me. Looks nice. Okay, and now let's make a light. I need just a normal light here, and I drag this light back here. So I want here a right camera. Okay, here we have the light, and then drag the light back to somewhere where the plane ends here somewhere. Okay, and the light, I said we want a visible light, so I have a volumetric light. Okay, and I think I don't want illumination, but I can't remember how I did it before. It's not okay. We will see it, but in the details, fall off, yes, and I want an inverse square fall off. And here everything works. Okay. What I want now is I want here an inner distance, not a null. I want it like so. Let's see. We see it from here. We see it exactly what I want. Here is the inner distance. So here it's until here we have full light. Let's say 400 here. Then the outer distance 450, and here with the radius from, I want a little fall off, and this fall off will be in the blur. So as I see, we are out of the scene. So let's go down here to, let's say, 380. 400, and let's say here 420, and let's see what we get. Okay, and here we need a bright light, let's say 500, and let's render this. You see, we get a nice blurry edge here, and this is exactly what I want. So let's go back here to progressive, and let's see if this rendered a little faster. But I want no illumination, I think. Let's see, because it's too bright all over, so no illumination. Is much better, but it's still too bright, but we can work with this. What I want here in my rig, I don't need light here, I need just the reflections from my rig. So I go down here. You see, it's darker. Now we have just to play with the big sphere here, because let's go here down to, let's say, 30. Okay. And the big sphere crater too. And this is now a setting playing, so let's see what we can do here. Okay. But maybe as I said, I think I don't need the second material here. So when I don't need a material, I just give in the selection, let's say one, something what doesn't exist. So the material has no effect. Should have no effect. Mix texture and see. Yeah, it has no effect. Okay. But I'm still not really happy. Here we have to try and try and try. Maybe make it here a little darker. I really love the physical render, but the only thing, of course, is the speed. But let's see, maybe we can do something with the second material. Okay. Oh, I deactivated mix material, I think. No, mix texture is okay. Is on. Does this something or does this nothing? It does something, definitely. Let's go here to white. So, and just work with this here. What we could try, here's subsurface scattering to. Let's try subsurface scattering. I deactivate transparency, go to the luminance, effects, and subsurface scattering. Badong. Let's see what we get here. Ah, this is I wanted for the big sphere, not for the crater. The crater I don't need for the moment, so again, texture deck 1, bye, and go to the big sphere and make here the subsurface scattering. Let's see what we get. Should work. No, that's funny. Pooh. Interesting thing. Da, 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 da. Come on, show us something. Okay. Okay. getting something. But I lose my bump here. Make the bump a little bigger and maybe more contrasty. Or just higher. Why do I see any bump here? I need reflectance, of course. We have no reflectance inside because we have no. We had before that from the transparency the reflectance. So, but we need reflectance here, of course, too. So dielectric. Now we should see more. Yes, that looks much better than with the transparency. Now we have wonderful subsurface scattering here. Yeah, of course, that's better. Better than my test, again. So, that's okay, but I can go back here with the contrast. And see what we get. So we should get it more all over. Yeah, that's maybe a little too much, so let's go down to, let's say, 80. Yeah, that's better. And back to the subsurface scattering, and still length to an 0.5. See, of course, as I said, when we go down with the number here, we need a little longer to render. But I think we have here a really nice result. Go up. Sometimes it's quite it's interesting with the higher let's say 10. Let's see what we get there. Not bad too. It's not so bad. Don't need it so. I think 2 is enough. It looks like gelée, like jam. Oh, 1. I want 1. Okay, I'm happy with this, and I'm surprised with the water. The water is maybe a little too rough, huh? So let's go to the water, and this is everything what needs render time. And here the blurry transparency that needs render time. And maybe 99. Let's see what we get now. Yeah, I like it more. Yeah, that's really nice. Maybe the moon a little more yellow. Let's see if we get more yellow in the moon. Look at this. And now with this fall off, you see we have a darker edge and a very nice, the inside's brighter. That looks very nice. Yeah, this is what I want. And here we can play in Photoshop a little bit. This is maybe a little too yellow, so not much, but a little too yellow. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I make a final render out of this, and we will go to Photoshop and make a little more. Let's see what we can do there. So save it, and for you, I'm back in a second. For me, it will need a little time. So see you soon. Oh, I'm back. What I forgot. We want, of course, depth of field too. So let's set up the depth of field first. And I do this every time with a null object for a focus object, and then I'll show you what I mean. So I make a null object, name it focus. Yeah. I'm back in a second here, so. Focus. Okay. And now go to the camera, and yes, I wrote him, I recorded a tutorial. And okay, Clemens, if you watch this, sorry. And focus and drag the focus object out here in the focus. And now, why is my camera again? Oh, I want it. Oh, that's okay. So focus, and I want the focus here in the front. So you see the camera works now with the null object. The focus is exactly there where the null object is. Let's say I want it like somewhere here. Okay. And in the camera, I go down with my f-stop. So let's say to 1 for the moment. And we have to activate, in the physical render here, we have to activate depth of field. And now let's make a render, and let's see if the depth of field works. It should work. Why not? We have depth of field, you see it here, but maybe not enough. So let's go to 0.5, which will be too much maybe. The slower you go, the more depth of field you get. Oh, that's almost okay. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe a little too much, but why not? So we have a nice blur here in the background. Let's say 0.6 and 0.65. So and now I'm making render with these settings. So see you in a second. So I'm back, and I know why I still love the physical render. Look at this. Of course, now we can go to Photoshop and we can enhance this thing. But we have a really nice, and you'll see in about 6 minutes, we have a really nice render. I'm really impressed from the Lite here. That's really nice. So let's copy this guy, edit copy, and go to Photoshop. Hello Photoshop. Hello Nico. So file new, 16-bit from clipboard of course, and create. Control V, and we have our thing here. First of all, let's go to make a smart object out of it. I have a shortcut here, but you can go right click and here right click and somewhere new smart, no, convert to smart object. Yep. And let's go with Control Shift A to the camera raw filter. Here I want to play with the clarity at first. You see what we get, great reflections and great everything. Okay, and you see this great subsurface scattering here. This is much better than with the transparent material. Okay, maybe it's a little too much because we can. Well, let's do here nothing for the moment, and let's do it first with the. Oh, a little bit, okay. Okay. Now I make again a smart object out of this and go to the Nik filters, of course. You will find every link in the description. The Nik filters are free, so yep. So what do I have here? The extracted detail extractor. Let's see what it does. Yes, I definitely want this. Okay, then add a filter. This, of course, this is in English too. This color effects. So somewhere you can here under settings, you see it. German. I have just in German. I have a chance in German. Yeah, listen. Okay, you should download it in English when you want it. Yeah, go away and open Photoshop again. Why not? Makes fun. And hello again. So, okay. Here you see Patreon. Hey, if you want to be Patreon. But I'm not really sure if with the Patreon, but I want to continue it, but I think I will continue it, but I tell you my plans later. But I think there's a little a problem with these exclusive tutorials or something else, because when I have such few Patreons like now, it's a little difficult to make special tutorials and everything for just a few people. But thanks a lot to your Patreons, to the patrons. I'm really happy with you. But I will think about it. I will give you something, and I will. Yeah, I will. I have to think about it. It's a problem because I do everything alone, and so let's see. And I have nobody here who could help me because nobody knows what I do. So, new from clipboard. Again 16-bit. Create. Control V. Smart object. Control Shift A for camera raw filter. Little clarity, not much. Maybe normally we don't need the clarity because we have the detail extractor, but a little bit I want. Okay. Again, smart object. Go to filter. Color effects. Okay, detail extractor. I said yes. I definitely wanted to add a filter. I go to my favorites. So let's see how it works with the contrast color range, if I want it or not. I think I want it. This brings the subsurface scattering even more out. You see? Yeah, of course I want this. And another filter. Contrast only. What does this? This is maybe not so much. A little bit of this, but not so much. So something like this. Yes. And another filter. What I want is darken, lighten, center. So I think I don't need here. I take it. It's like a vignette. So I want the gradient natural density that makes it from here, from the top, darker. Maybe not so much. Minus 15 should be enough here. Okay. That's good. Everything's a low contrast to try a little bit. I just play with the sliders and look what they do. dynamic contrast. Okay. Whoops, and it looks much better. And now, so I missed something. These fireflies I had here in the background. Maybe we can do something with this. And here I wanted a little darker, but let's go to Google and search for a star field. So, star field. Whoops. And I want big ones. What do we have here? This is a big one. I take this. And I drag it to my Photoshop here. So just drag it out and drag it to Photoshop. And now background knobs. So I could drag it directly in this project file too, but so I have it by the side. Okay, T for scale. This is a little too big. Scale it down. Come on. T for scale. This is the heat, as I tell you. I do this 1,000 times a day, so Shift and Alt to drag it like to make it. This should be okay. And up here. And what I want is, I go here to the, and I want lighten. Nice. So we have a nice star field here. But I don't want the star field. But here, yes, but not so strong. But so something that the stars are reflecting here in the blob is okay for me. So what I do is I go to the star field and make a mask. And on the mask I brush with a black brush everywhere over the blob where I don't want this. But I don't want it away, so I have here opacity of 30. 30 is quite okay. If I go to 100 with the opacity, so if you press null on your keyboard on the numpad, see 100, the stars here will disappear. So don't have it here anymore. No more stars here. But I don't want this. I want some maybe to like here to reflect in the blob. So go back and make so 20, 30 opacity. Let's see. And if we go here, I need 100. This one I don't need. So this bye. See, if you go again and again over the stars, so with 20%, you get something like this. Okay, this I like. Here we have some nice reflections inside. That's okay. Maybe this is a little too much. On the floor, I don't like it. So on the floor, I make 100% brush and go over the floor here. Wherever I see stars. Star killer. So if you want to see only the mask, you can hold your Alt key and click on the mask, so you see just the mask, and so I can fill my black here. Then I can be sure that here is no star. Okay. That looks nice. And now, of course, we have depth of field here, so the stars maybe shouldn't be so sharp. So let's blur the stars a little bit. What I do, I go to this layer here and make a smart object out of it. And now I go to filter. I make the smart object because then I can change the filter setting every time. Blur, and Gaussian blur. 1.3. This is okay, I think. 1. This is nothing. 1 is okay, I think. Okay, and we have a nice picture. And now I want a vignette all over this. So with Control, Shift, Alt, and E, you can make all layered to one layer and on top. And now I make again a smart object out of this. And Control Shift A for the camera raw filter, and I want to make just a little vignette here. Not much, just a little bit. Okay. You see the difference? A little vignette, but it makes a difference. Okay. I think I am happy with this picture. And I think it's better than the Octane one. Honestly. Let's go again to the camera filter and let's try. Go up here with the clearance now. Clarity, yep. It's not much to do. This is okay. Okay, so this is. Yes, I like this. Okay, this is my final, and I hope you like it. So now we did this in physical render, and you see it's totally okay with the physical render too. So the only thing is really the time. I still love the physical render, so no question about it. Okay, so this is it for today, and yeah, over 1 hour. Yeah, of course, this needs a little time with waiting for the render, but it's worth it, I think. Okay, and as I say it every time, you will find every link in the description. Please read the description. You will find the project file there, you will find everything, but not the textures for the real displacement texture. But you will find the link for the real displacement texture. Please download it on their site. And I'm sure you are happy with this texture, so it's I totally recommend to buy them. So I don't know these guys, so I don't get money or something else to recommend it, but really recommend it. So and yeah, you will find a Patreon link if you're interested, and you will find a donation link if you want to support me a little bit. You will find the link to the Nikomedias Scene Rig. You will find a link to my Facebook, to my website, to my whatever. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I try to make as soon as possible the next tutorial. Yeah, one of the next tutorial, if not the next one, will be a slightly different puppy. You've seen the steampunk puppy. We will make an animation out of this and everything. This will be maybe a 2-part tutorial. I'm not sure how fast we can go. I will do it. Then I will do it in one tutorial. I make a physical render and an Octane render part. So I will start with the physical render, and we are ready. And when we are ready with this, I make the Octane render. So for the Octane people, they can fast forward and whatever. Okay. And yeah, latest on the weekend we have the next tutorial. And I hope you have a nice evening or a nice day, morning, whatever, wherever you are. For me, it's 9 p.m., 9:15, and it's okay. So, yeah, let's render this tutorial, this video, and upload. And see you and in the next tutorial, hopefully. So, tschüss und baba.